Hello and welcome to the Out Loud podcast. My name's John.
And I'm Brian. And this is the podcast this week where John sounds like he smoked a carton of Virginia Slim. Yeah, John's a little under the weather this week, so
We'll get through it. But let's first roll that intro music. All right, Brian, let's get this done, wrap this up. I got a can of chicken noodle soup with my name on it.
You do. I got to take care of you.
You know what's funny? I think everyone has their go-to things when they're sick, like that give them comfort. For me, it is the classic chicken noodle soup. But two other things that get me going really is graham crackers, and it has to be the honey-made honey ones.
Yeah.
And ginger ale.
Ginger ale is always good.
And it has to be Canada Dry.
Oh, see, when I was growing up,
Yes.
there was a company that manufactured it in my hometown. It was called Chelmsford Ginger Ale. It was a golden ginger ale, but it was made by Canada Dry.
Oh, well, there you go.
But that was what you got when you were sick. For some reason, my mom always used to give us that.
There's things that comfort you, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about just like the uplifting things about medicine, and like sort of like the pseudo placebo effect. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sick, and I actually know where I got it. I think I know where I got it. I had a patient, she was Spanish speaking and really, really hard of hearing, and she was sick with similar symptoms like this. And so I remember I pulled my mask down to voice what I was saying to her, and I think that's probably what happened.
She coughed into your open mouth.
Because I'm up here really close, telling her what's up. But, I wanted to make sure she knew how to take the meds and all this stuff. So it was really difficult. But
Do you believe in feed a cold, starve a fever, or starve a fever and feed a cold? For me, when I get sick, my appetite, for some reason, is ravenous.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, see, I haven't really.
I'm just like, I'm eating this. Oh, I'm eating this. Maybe it's because I don't taste anything.
I think it's important to keep yourself strong and have glucose running through you and all of the necessary macronutrients. And if you get weak, then your immune system can't fight it off. So obviously my bottom this week is that I'm sick, you guys. That's where we're going to start.
Right.
I realize, if you don't have your health, what the frick do you have?
No, I know.
Honestly. You can't have any of the fun things in life that you look forward to, like loving somebody else, going on trips or traveling or seeing other people smile. It doesn't matter if you're not healthy yourself.
Right. No, and that's kind of mine. Mine is about a health thing. My bottom this week
Your bottom is healthy. I can attest to that. Even though I'm sick, I've had to enjoy some of that too.
What?
Hello.
Jeez.
That's my fourth favorite thing when I'm sick is some booty.
What are you talking about? We're moving on very quickly.
My bottom is that I'm sick. What's your bottom?
My bottom is weight gain.
Oh.
Because we've been kind of getting ready for our Palm Springs thing. So I've been pretty, not vigilant about diet.
He's been more vigilant than I've been on my diet.
But I've been gymming, and I've been counting and recording what I'm eating.
Your macros.
And I'm doing all that. And what am I up? 12 pounds? 10 pounds?
Yeah.
Which is, it's very disheartening,
because he really does put in a lot of work.
I haven't been this heavy since we went to Tulum. So what was that?
I think
2 years ago?
Since when we got
3 years
home
ago?
from Tulum after indulging in eating so much.
Right. So and it's funny, everything still fits the same.
Yeah, and I don't think you per se look different.
I just got this gut thing going on now. This
well, I tell
muffin
him,
top, is that what they call it?
He's had a particular swing of about 7 pounds over the past 10 days or so, plus 7 pounds. And I think it has to do with his sodium intake, but it's possible that you just maybe are eating more than you think. What do you think?
No, because I'm recording that, and I'm usually I would be very surprised if I was ever over the calories they're recommending.
And when you're logging your food, do you think that maybe you're underestimating how much you're eating?
No, because I'm so used to doing that with Noom, and now I'm doing it with my Fitness Pal. It's the same thing. And a lot of times I'll just be like, oh, if I have a chocolate chip cookie and then they list 4 different ones,
Yeah.
I'll put the higher calorie one in.
So you overestimate then underestimate the
Well,
calories.
no, I just try to be honest with what I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Like if I have half a serving of something,
Yeah.
I'll put in the full serving.
And are you
type
logging
thing.
also your exercise, and so you're judging that?
Well, I log that, but
I think maybe
I only log the cardio. I don't log any strength training.
Okay.
Noom had strength training,
Yeah.
and it would take off like 400 calories.
And what are you're using MyFitnessPal now, right?
Yeah, and usually it's I'll look at what it says calories burned when I get off the treadmill or the bike or whatever, and then when I put it in, you know, it takes away 200 calories or
Well,
whatever.
I mean, we know that as you age, your metabolic health isn't as good. And
Getting old sucks. Look, I have that right here.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks. And then you also had mentioned before that it might be contributed to my sleep apnea.
Yeah, I think so. Brian does have some mild sleep apnea, particularly bad when laying on his back. And so we've monitored that over the past 2 months or so, and he does better on the side, but still you are apneic and snoring quite a bit when you're on your back.
Right.
And it's not like I can
But you said that sometimes that is a cause of weight gain?
Oh, certainly is, yeah. If you're seeing difficulty losing weight, yeah, consider getting a sleep study, because that's certainly, it drives, there's a lot of hormonal things at play, particularly cortisol. Essentially at night, when you are apneic and not breathing, your body sends out all these stress hormones like cortisol, and therefore you tend to put on more fat in a hypercortisol state. Similar, kind of like if you want to think of it as like a diabetes sort of state, you can kind of think of it that way. You're metabolizing things differently. So I keep telling him, you know, CPAP is the next step to treat sleep apnea, but he's all worried about which thing to wear on his face.
And how am I going to sleep with that and not strangle myself? And
you gotta clean that on a routine basis. It really changes a lot of your
And it's
life.
not the most sexy thing to go to bed in.
Well, I think you're sexy if you're healthy, and if you're more unhealthy than you were in the past, gosh, you're dropping on that sexy scale, baby.
Okay, all right. Well, we're definitely looking into it anyways. But we also eliminated artificial sweetener.
It's been 2 weeks.
As we purposely can.
Yes.
You know, if there's something that...
I think there's probably like salad dressings and like other stuff that is hidden in there. But I mean, we used to drink at least 1 Coke Zero a day, at least one. And then you had some sugar. Or
do the stevia.
The stevia, which is a natural.
But I thought
natural artificial sweetener, but
Yeah.
no, it is more natural, and I don't know. I have to do a little bit more research on that, because not all things that are natural are good for you.
Right,
And,
right.
We know a lot about the sucralose and the aspartame parts of things, but I'm not sure too much about. The
So
stevia.
I'm trying to do the right things.
Yeah.
So
no, totally, you are.
hopefully it'll catch up eventually, because we have 5 months.
We do.
Until we go to Palm Springs. So that's 20 weeks.
Yes.
And they say healthy-wise to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week is the healthy way to do it.
Right.
So if I'm just looking to go down 15, 15 pounds would be nice.
Yeah.
If it went to 20, all the better, because then I could definitely wear something a little smaller.
Oh.
But
like a mankini.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We'd love to see the whole.
Stay tuned for our Gay Jeopardy this week,
boar.
because we did a question about mankinis.
All right. So there's my bottom. It's like, yeah, really, first world problems, right?
Yeah, a lot of people have difficulty with the weight loss and weight gain, and that's why there's a shortage of Ozempic.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I know. I keep telling him, just prescribe it for me. He's like, I can't do that.
I'll tell you, it'd be hard for you to even get it without diabetes. It's very
Well, did you see in
poorly covered. It's Wegovy for weight loss.
Like I'm getting in my feed Row.
Yes, Row, which is it's a cousin company of Roman, or maybe they actually just shorten their name, because Roman used to give men ED medications, and now they're also branching off into the weight loss medicine game. So yeah, they're
So
doing,
it's like, but how do you get that then from them?
essentially, yes. So you pay for the consultation to see the physician or whoever else, physician assistant, and then the medications, they can bill your insurance through that. But I'm finding that a lot of insurances are not covering these medications, and even still,
expensive.
And even then, even if you're diabetic, that's not enough. you have to be diabetic, have failed a medication, have gone through 6 months of a weight loss program, and then they might consider paying for the medication.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's showing up in like an Instagram feed, and people think they can just get it.
That's the thing. Yes, people. If you want to pay out of pocket, yes, you can. Oh, and then we're also seeing that there is like black market semaglutide, which is the active ingredient in these weight loss medications. These black market people, they're buying the salts, the solid forms, and then they're adding, liquids to make it a solvent so you can inject it. Basically, you're getting black market weight loss meds,
Eek.
and that's not how it was initially studied in this salt form. And so it's a whole crazy cowboy wild western of weight loss stuff going on.
Well, I'm going to try the old-fashioned way first.
So with that being said, let's flip it over. Tops. What do you have as a top for this week, Brian?
Well, I'm the entertainment guy.
You are. You are very entertaining.
I love my movies. I love my TV. So this one is a little different. It is a Netflix docuseries, Alexander, The Making of the God.
You are not a documentary guy.
I know I am. It just has to be
good.
Pretty interesting.
So this was interesting.
Very interesting to me. 6 episodes.
Yeah.
While you were sick and sleeping on the couch on Friday night, they're only about 35, 38 minutes long.
Yeah.
I rifled through 6 of them.
I think I fell asleep at like 7 p.m.
At the first episode.
At 7 p.m. and you binged the entire series.
I did. But it was so interesting. So it follows Alexander the Great from probably his ages from 20 to 26.
Who is considered like the top military mind of all time, essentially.
Right. And the way they did this is they did really, really high-end, high-budget, high production reenactments. The actors were amazing.
It was like Gladiator or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But then they would interject these brilliant professors, historians, archaeologists, to give kind of like the
background,
their documentary, their POV on what it was. And the amount of
detail that they know and can add into the story
was frightening.
Crazy awesome.
Like I was like, how do they know this?
Yeah.
But in the first 8 minutes of the first episode,
yes,
he's kissing a dude.
Gay love story,
well,
baby.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Right there. Hephaestion? Hephaestion. And he would just call him Hef.
Yeah.
So
what's up, Hef?
Right.
But apparently, no, it's your story. You go ahead.
Right.
Because I learned something with this great culture.
He was awake for the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I loved that he was with a guy, and he was also with women. He just didn't care. Back then, sexuality was just, whoever you loved, you loved. It was definitely more. But I'll tell you, it taught me amazing things about Darius III, the king of Prussia. Like at that time, Persia, king of Prussia.
That's the mall.
King of Prussia. That's in Pennsylvania, right? So, but this Darius III, king, of Persia, the most powerful man basically in the world, who ruled over Persia.
At that time, the Persian Empire accompanied more than 50% of the world's total population.
Wow.
So here is Alexander the Great, young Macedonian. He's slinging his, around with men and women, and he's also taking down Darius.
So it was a great, quick, I'll be ultra prep for Jeopardy now.
You are.
But the thing is, I wish history was taught this way.
That'd be really cool.
It was more entertaining.
More gay love scenes.
I retained more stuff. So that was my top. So check it out on Netflix.
So to elaborate on that, there was no word for gay in the Greek culture back then. It was you're showing your love for somebody.
Right.
That's how it is.
And they were into it.
I think that's great. You didn't have to come out.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of travel back there, even if it was for a day.
Let's do it.
For a day.
Imagine the fun. Oh my God. Goodness.
Can't even
Did they even wear underwear?
I know, we said that. Because I was like, what's that? Is it it has to be protected somehow? Maybe not, who knows?
Well, let's get into my top, and we've talked about health a lot, and this is actually going to be my top. It's a book that I'm reading, Outlive the Science of and Art of Longevity by Peter Attia. And Peter Attia is a physician whom I've followed for quite some time. I've listened to his podcast called The Drive for a couple years. This book is new within the past few months, and I really love it. The story about Peter Attia is he was a surgeon, kind of got fed up with medicine and that, people were getting sick and we're not preventing it. He left medicine, worked for some time in business as basically like a risk adjuster, essentially. There's more to it, but then he kind of applied those skills back to medicine when he had sort of an awakening, if you will, about his own health, that we need to do more about preventing disease. And this is kind of where I'm at in medicine too, is like I feel like we're reactive rather than proactive. One thing, we talked about Ozempic and these injectables is diabetes and how it's really crazy in our world and beyond. And so being able to get ahead of diabetes and cardiovascular disease and all these things through some more evidence-based research and things is really important. There's a lot of people in this space about longevity medicine and just lifestyle stuff, but there's a lot of people that are quacks. I've
seen a lot of that too.
They will take a study that is done in mice and then they will say, okay, now this is exactly what you need to do in humans.
Oh.
And without any further studies in humans, and just to extrapolate data based on that and just have these overwhelming recommendations about health is total bullshit, if you ask me. And I think Dr. Attia bridges that, like, okay, this is what we know and this is what we recommend. Like, and he doesn't like inflate the recommendations. This is what we know. And that's what I love about him. And there's a lot of stuff about, the gut microbiome, about metabolic disease, Alzheimer's, cancers, all sorts of cool stuff. Oh, there's really one thing real quick. He talks a lot about how grip strength
I've heard that.
Is like a predictor of your risk of morbidity and mortality.
Yeah.
Think of like the risk of falling. If you can grab out something, grab it before you fall,
right?
And then you prevent a hip fracture. And then little Nancy in the nursing home, right? she's not with a broken hip. She's out with her nieces and nephews and having fun. So, anyway, that's a lot. But that's the book. I'm about that much through it, and I already love it. But like I said, I love the podcast too, and I think he's a really good physician to follow.
Cool.
So. Stay healthy, stay happy, and we always love hearing emails from you guys, outloudjb@gmail.com.
Subscribe if you haven't.
And we also have a membership, if y'all didn't know. I'll put a link down in the video description, but members get access to some exclusive photos, and my gosh, what a sexy photo of Brian on our membership.
He said, I'm just going to post this, and I'm like, yeah. Sure you are.
Oh my gosh. People don't care that you're a little fluffy. That's all I'm saying after they see this photo. You're perfect.
Yeah,
thank you.
And
I love you for that. I don't want to get you too sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to get me sick anyways.
Thanks for watching, you guys. We love you. And as always, don't forget to live your lives out loud.
Bye.